Hello, and welcome to the only hour on Michigan Cable TV dedicated to talking solely about football signing day. Dreams will become reality when recruits put pen to paper on Wednesday, February 3rd. Welcome to the 4th annual State Champs Signing Day special. I'm Lauren Plant. We have assembled an expert panel of analysts who make it their business to give you the 411 on who's going where and what impact they should have at the next level. Plus, a few of our high school stars will make their college commitment right here. So for the next hour, we're going to talk our top 10 blue chips in the state, the top juniors, conferences large and small get their love here. Plus, you won't want to miss a spirited debate pitting Michigan versus Michigan State. The State Champs Signing Day special starts right now. Champs Signing Day Special is presented by Lawrence Technological University. Possible is everything. Also brought to you in part by Hungry Howie's Dough Raiser. Your next fundraiser comes with flavored crust. Go to doughraiser.com for details. And the Detroit Sports Commission, where champions are made and championships are played. As you can see, the stage is filled now with some of the best and brightest guys out there covering high school football. They tell me that the check is in the mail. All right, Alan True is the Midwest Football Recruiting Manager for Scout.com. Scott Bernstein is a writer for the Oakland Press, also a big recruiting contributor to our website, StateChampsNetwork.com. Tom Markowski, you know him, our senior editor and analyst at StateChampsNetwork.com. He worked for over 4 decades covering the high school beat and recruiting at the Detroit News. Welcome, gentlemen.
It's great to be here.
All right, good. Let's get to it, all right? We want to start, as we do each and every year, with the State Champs Top 10 Michigan Blue Chip Recruits, presented by Lawrence Technological University. You're looking at our top 10 right now, and we'll go ahead and get the guys to comment on several of them. Let's start with Alan True.
Well, Lavert Hill is a kid that I think should be obviously near the top of the list. He was a kid who was always a little bit of a camp performer, was dominating at every camp out there. Schools wanted to see him go out and prove it on the field this year. 12 interceptions at King, major impact on the offensive side of the ball, and as a return man, helps them win a state title. I thought he had an outstanding senior year, and any questions about him got put to rest. Kind of reminds me of a former Detroit cornerback, Jordan Lewis.
Absolutely. Who else you got?
Michael Jordan from Plymouth. I think when you look at playing beyond college, he has as much potential to do that as any guy on this list. 6'6", 300 pounds, very athletic at that size. Left tackles with that sort of length, feet, athleticism are rare. Also an extremely intelligent young man who's going to work hard at Ohio State. I thought he was an outstanding pickup for them to get him away from Michigan and Michigan State, and I think he's going to be really successful for the Buckeyes.
Let's go to Scott Bernstein now. Who are a couple of guys that you've had the privilege of covering over the years?
Over in Oakland County, which has kind of been my beat, Khalid Kareem, 4-star defensive end, just a quarterback's worst nightmare, can get into the offensive backfield like very few I've seen. His technique is flawless. Almost 40 sacks in the last 2 years. The numbers speak for themselves. Looked outstanding in an All-American game. He's kind of bounced around a little bit in the recruiting game, started with Michigan State, then over to Alabama. He's landed at Notre Dame, and I think the South Bend faithful are going to be very pleased with what they get in Khalid Kareem these next couple of years.
Who else you got?
And then we got Des Fitzpatrick. When you want to talk about fundamentally sound, I have not seen many receivers in my time covering high school sports, high school football specifically, that can run the routes, that have the discipline, the understanding of the game, the high football IQ that Des Fitzpatrick has. And again, the numbers don't lie. This year at Waterford Mott, he had almost 20 touchdowns. He had 6 picks. He can return kicks. He can play, obviously, in the secondary as well. And right now he's down to his final 4. He was originally committed to Louisville. He decommitted. Now it's Louisville's back in the mix, Arizona, Nebraska, and then Indiana, my alma mater, which I think he actually fits pretty well into that wide open offense.
He's a special athlete, can do a lot of things. Finally, Tom Markowski, who would you like to enlighten our audience about?
Well, Donnie Corley, the receiver, defensive back out of Detroit King, state champs, Mr. Football Award winner, came in as the state's #1 player, finished as our #1 player going to Michigan State. Now, all you had to do was watch the state championship game to see what a big-time receiver Donnie Corley is and will be at the next level. You know, a quiet leader on the field, but he was the one making the big plays. He was the one in the huddle getting his guys pumped up.
Who else you got?
Well, Tristan Jackson, who might be the best athlete out of the whole bunch. Here, a couple years ago, a lot of people thought Tristan would be going playing basketball in college. Soon afterwards, he really shone his light on the football field, decided to take football to the next level. I'll tell you, Tristan is going to be a heck of a receiver. Played quarterback all the way through high school, but did show some signs at receiver this season for Coach Ron Bellamy. I think he's a terrific get.
No doubt. Thanks, guys. All right, all three of these guys are going to be back together a little later in the show to talk about who's next. The top juniors in the state, brought to you by Hungry Howie's. Coming up next, it's a montage of some of the best of the rest recruits in the state and where they are going. Plus, our first commitments. It's actually two guys will make their decision next here on the State Champs Signing Day Special.
At Lawrence Technological University, you'll go way beyond the books. Professors with real-world experience deliver hands-on instruction in small classes, helping students land co-ops, internships, and research projects. By graduation, 80% of LTU students have jobs or plans to pursue master's degrees. And most Lawrence Tech grads earn more than their peers. So if you're ready to embrace your possibilities, we want you at LTU.
No, you are. No, you are. You're handsome.
Whoa!
Oh, when I found out that every person who tries Hungry Howie's fast and easy online ordering gets free pizza, I decided to clone myself.
Awesome.
Yeah, unlike when you tried to ask how to read a pea horn.
Hey, it's not my fault she didn't like my jorts.
I can't even stand working with one of you.
Any word from pea horn? Jorts.
Big game calls for a big deal. Try fast and easy online ordering and get a free medium pizza with your first online order. Now that's an idea.
Hungry
Howie's! Get ready! The high school football season will be here before you know it. The Detroit Sports Commission Prep Kickoff Classic returns to Midtown Detroit and the campus of Wayne State University August 25th through the 27th. Michigan's premier season-opening prep football event, now in its 12th year, will welcome 7 games over 3 days and feature the state's top teams and players. Matchups and ticket information are coming soon. Log on to DetroitSports.org for more information. Welcome back to the 4th annual State Champs Signing Day Special. Of course, it's not just the blue chips that will be heading off to play football at universities around the state and beyond. Not by a long shot. Here's the best of the rest. Over the course of the 2015 fall season, State Champs featured highlights of well over 400 high school football games. We saw plenty of blue chips, and this is just a handful of the best of the rest. Lansing Catholic quarterback and defensive end Tony Poljan is a 6'6", 220-pound Hungry Howie's Mr. Football finalist. A prolific, dual-threat quarterback, Poljan originally committed to Minnesota, but has since switched his allegiance to Central Michigan. He threw for nearly 5,000 career yards with 49 TDs. He ran for over 2,200 yards with 47 touchdowns. Martell Pettaway was a key piece of a Detroit King team that ran the table in 2015, including a dramatic Division II state championship. A Hungry Howie's Mr. Football candidate, Martell is 5'9", 185 pounds, and committed to West Virginia. Pettaway rushed for more than 1,600 yards on the season with 22 touchdowns. Muskegon Mona Shores wide receiver Hunter Broersma was also a Hungry Howie's Mr. Football candidate. In 10 games, Hunter caught 20 balls for nearly 500 yards with 7 touchdowns. He also ran for 3 scores, took back 2 punts for TDs, and on defense had a 95-yard interception for another score. Hunter will be a Western Michigan Bronco. You can check out Cedric Lattimore right now as a power forward for the East English Village basketball team. But next fall, he'll be sacking quarterbacks in the Big Ten at Iowa. 6 feet 6 inches tall and 265 pounds, Cedric was a force at tight end and defensive end for the Ville. He's the #1 ranked defensive lineman in the state according to Scout.com. He'll join his former high school teammate Desmond King on the Iowa defense. As a junior, Josh Jackson burst on the scene, guiding Saline to its first ever appearance at Ford Field. 6 feet 2 inches tall, 200 pounds, Josh will follow in the footsteps of Michael Vick and Tyrod Taylor by lining up under center next fall at Virginia Tech. A Hungry Howie's Mr. Football Kennedy, Josh threw for 1,780 yards with 21 touchdowns. He also rushed for 470 yards with 8 scores. Romeo's Brad Tanner simply had the knack for making the big play for the Bulldogs. As both a wide receiver and defensive back, Tanner helped Romeo earn its first ever straight crown with a 3-touchdown, 130-yard performance over Cass Tech in the D1 title tilt. 6 feet 2 inches tall and a 185-pound frame, Brad is taking his talents to Western Michigan. He totaled 25 touchdowns this season with over 1,700 all-purpose yards. Best of luck to every Michigan high school football player getting a chance to compete at the next level. All right, so speaking of the best of the rest, we have two guys that we definitely saw a lot of this season. It's time for not one, but two guys to choose where they will play their college football. Both Clay and Devon Cenarius had tremendous careers at Waterford Our Lady of the Lakes, leading the team this year to the Division VIII state finals at Ford Field. Clay was a quarterback, nearly 3,000 yards passing last season, 32 touchdowns. His primary target, Devon, 68 catches for nearly 1,200 yards, 11 touchdowns. Boys, it's time to choose where you're going to be playing your college football. I understand you're going down different paths. We want to welcome your family here on the stage with you. So why don't we go ahead and start with Clay? Go ahead and let us know.
I will be attending the University of St. Francis in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
All right. So that's exciting. All right, Clay, how'd you come to the decision and why is it right for you?
I really love the coaches.
Yeah.
I love the campus, and I really love what they have to offer academically.
All right, excellent choice. Devon, your turn.
I'll be attending the Avila University in Missouri, Kansas City.
Well, there you go. So was this a hard decision for you to, kind of go as far as you're going?
Kinda, a little bit. Yeah, I was growing up playing football all our lives and then just going different paths. It's gonna be hard, but.
What are you guys gonna remember? I'll start with you. What are you gonna remember the most about your high school career? I mean, getting a chance to play together obviously was special.
Probably playing in 6 inches of snow and winning in the semifinals to go to the state championship game. That was a special moment.
Craziest day we've ever had as a film crew, I can tell you that. What about you?
I'd say the same. It was really cool, and it's a memory that I'll always remember, playing in that snow and winning the semifinal game to go to the state championship.
All right, well, this is exciting. It's exciting for you guys, exciting for us. We appreciate you. Congratulations, gentlemen. Thank you for being here. Good luck in the future. You both have left a lasting legacy at Our Lady of the Lakes, no doubt about it. Coming up next, my co-host Ryan Terpstra will be joined by Alan True to talk about some of the recruits heading to conferences like the MAC, the MIAA, and the GLIAC. That's next on the State Champs Signing Day Special.
SnapCamp is Metro Detroit's original Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealer, and we're still making the best deals every day. During the Auto Show sales event, lease a Chrysler Town & Country Limited for only $199 a month for 24 months, or a Jeep Cherokee for just $179. Celebrating 25 years of giving customers a superior buying experience. That's SnapCamp on Telegraph Road in Redford.
SnapCamp, Metro Detroit's original. SnapCamp.
Are you considered a top male or female athlete in your sport? Listen up! The Detroit Athletic Club is celebrating 20 years of awarding thousands of dollars in college scholarship money.
Founded on athletics, but not only athletics, but also to the citizenship part of the commitment. And so it's all about bringing that together.
12 male and female student athletes will win their share of $15,000. Go to nsa.thedac.com. Application deadline extended to February 12th.
Fundraising should be fresh, flavorful, and simple. We have the perfect solution at Hungry Howie's, Dough Raiser. Your nonprofit organization can sell paper pizza certificates that your customers can redeem for one medium pizza at participating Hungry Howie's locations. Go to doughraiser.com to learn about, sign up for, and order everything Dough Raiser. Request a Dough Raiser kit for your group today. Your next fundraiser comes with flavored crust. Welcome to Hungry Howie's Dough Raiser.
Your home for high school sports is Michigan's original high school sports show, State Champs. For for over a decade, the multiple Emmy Award-winning state champs covers all sports statewide, 40 weeks a year. Catch State Champs Sundays at 9 a.m. on Fox Sports Detroit and StateChampsNetwork.com.
Welcome back to the State Champs Signing Day Special. I'm Ryan Terpstra. Next to me, Scout.com's Alan True. We're going to touch on a number of conferences around the state of Michigan and some in-state guys that have committed to these conferences. Alan, let's start with the MAC. Some of the directional Michigan schools pulled in some pretty good talent. We'll go to Kalamazoo. That's where Western Michigan got one of the top recruits, if he can stay healthy, in the state, and that would be running back Matt Falcon from Southfield.
Yeah, a kid who missed a lot of time over the last couple of years because of some injuries, but was committed to Michigan, had offers from across the country, Ohio State, Northwestern, schools like that. So if he can come back healthy, and I know the plan for him at Western is to redshirt a year, truly get his knee back to form, he could be a major steal for PJ Fleck and the Broncos, and they've built their program on stealing some guys like that the last couple of years.
Now this year, Hunter Broersma from Muskegon Mona Shores, another guy some of those Big Ten schools wanted, but WMU holds on to him.
Yeah, that's becoming a nice little pipeline for them, and Hunter had a huge year as a senior. He had a good junior season.
Let's go to Central Michigan. One of our Mr. Football candidates, one of the finalists this year, was Lansing Catholic quarterback Tony Poljan. He decommits from Minnesota. What a pickup by the Chips to get this guy.
Yeah, after he decommitted from Minnesota, he got an offer from Michigan State. He's right there. You think that's where he's going to go. He got an offer from Nebraska. But both of those schools offered him as athletes, as tight ends. I think he really wanted the opportunity to play quarterback. Central gave that to him. And also having the alumni Cooper Rush up there, who's playing very well for the Chippewas, I think that helped their cause greatly.
It's Bailey Edwards, a relation to Braylon Edwards.
Another guy who had offers from Big Ten schools. He had a Minnesota offer, but his brother Berkeley was transferring from Minnesota to Central. I think that helped the cause. He's a kid who can really run, one of the fastest players in the state of Michigan. Good size as well, still developing, but has all of the tools to be an outstanding player. I think he's going to be a great weapon for Poljan and the Chippewas.
Let's move to the GLIAC Conference. A number of teams picking up guys from the state of Michigan. We'll start with Grand Valley, a very strong class for the Lakers. It includes Rockford High School's Tyler Bradfield.
Yeah, outstanding defensive back, also a wide receiver, a kid who actually stepped up towards the end of the year and played quarterback when their quarterback went down. So just, as you said, an athlete, a football player. I think he ends up on the defensive side of the ball for Grand Valley, but another West Side guy going to the Lakers that I think will do really well.
Ferris State, they have been known for their offense. They add some more offense. Nate Boulware from East English Village, he is ending up in Big Rapids.
Yeah, a kid who maybe got overlooked by the D1 schools because of his lack of size, but a very fast, a quick kid, but also runs tough between the tackles, comes from a great program there. Good pipeline for Tony Anise and the Bulldogs to get into, and I think he definitely fits the style of offense they play up there in Big Rapids.
River Rouge had a nice run into the state finals. I think that helped their guys get a little exposure. Wide receiver Aaron Vinson, he's going to be joining Tony Anise's offense.
Yeah, pretty early commit to them. He might have been their first commit of the 2016 class, and a kid that brings some size and ability to get deep. You saw that big playability all year and in the state title game, and another guy that I think gives Anise a little more firepower to work with.
Another addition to the MIAA is not a player, Alan, but a guy that's well known to high school football fans around the state of Michigan. That's East Grand Rapids head coach Peter Sturzma. He graduated from Hope College. He's going home to his alma mater.
There's no doubt, he's a guy who's from West Michigan, gone to the school, has a lot of pride in him. He's run a great program at East Grand Rapids, and I think he's going to be extremely successful there.
So there's a look at the different conferences around the state of Michigan. A lot of in-state talent heading there. For Alan True, I'm Ryan Terpstra, and stay tuned for more of the show.
All right, thank you, Ryan and Alan. They'll be back a little bit later in the show. Right now, we have another high school football star, and this guy played for the undefeated Division II state champs Detroit King. I just like saying that. Let me introduce Jaquan Boyd, and Jaquan played nose guard for the Crusaders, correct? And let's get to it. Tell us where you will continue your football playing career.
I will continue to play my football career at Kalamazoo College.
All right. So Hedden's going to stay in state and compete in a very competitive MIAA. Tell me why you chose Kalamazoo College.
Kalamazoo College is a very academic-oriented school. Along with a good football program, is the ideal spot for a smart, athletic kid.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And it is good football, get a chance for your family and friends to see you play when you come down here, and when they can go up and see you out on the West. What are you going to remember the most about the unbelievable season that was the undefeated championship run for Detroit King?
I think I'm gonna remember the final moments of the state championship game the most, when Donnie made that incredible play to win.
So where were you when that play happened? You're on the sideline, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
All right, just watching this thing. I mean, because everybody at that point really was like, you know, the play before, the pass was missed, and we're like, I think they've run out of time. What were you doing? What were you thinking?
The drive before, I had injured my ankle, and so I was on the sideline, on the knee, watching. And as the ball was thrown up, I stood up, and everybody's mouth was open in awe. And
including
finally, Donnie catches the ball. Everybody sprints on the field. We couldn't believe it.
I know. And poor Dante Boyd, he's there crying because his shoulder's ripped, but he's trying to be excited. It was amazing. How excited are you for next fall?
Very excited. Football is a big part of my life, and I would love to continue to play it.
Well, congratulations. It really was a great season. Thank you. Good luck, Jaquan Boyd, as you continue your football career. You will always be a part of, I think, one of the most amazing teams we've ever seen here in the state of Michigan. I can say that pretty confidently. It was a wild ride for all of us. When we come back, Alan True and Tom Markowski sit down with me to discuss how the recruiting process has changed over the years. They share their most memorable stories when the State Champs Signing Day Special continues.
We want you.
We are Lawrence Technological University, and we don't want just anyone.
We want the brainiacs, visionaries, geniuses, and game changers. We want the students who will change the world through technology, science, business, and design.
So if you're ready to explore your possibilities,
we want you at LTU.
Lawrence Tech. Possible is everything.
Sarah Chevrolet in Southfield has been going strong for 5 years now. And as you can see, we'll do pretty much anything to get people's attention.
But what we do best this month is give out Auto Show bonus cash. Lisa Cruise for $69 a month with 0 down, or Equinox for just $119.
What's all this for?
For the next commercial.
Oh, man. Cold, 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 cold.
Message your doctor with any question. Help when you need it. With hours that work for you. Early and late appointments. Same-day care. Online test results. Together, we can make healthcare your way. Call, click, or come in. We're Henry Ford. Together, we can.
All right, welcome back to the State Champs Signing Day Special. Got out of the studio just for a casual conversation with Tom Markowski and Alan True. Talk about how the recruiting game has changed over the years, and it certainly has changed a lot. And Tom, you've been doing this a long time. Talk about what it was like in the 80s when you were really getting into picking your blue chips.
Well, there's no cell phone, there's no internet. You had to do everything by your, landline phone and leaving messages. You might get a call back the next day if you're lucky. But there just wasn't a lot of outlets to find out information on these kids.
Alan, it's so different now. Just talk about what it is like now covering this on a full-time basis.
Oh, it's so much more busy now. When I started, it was also, I had just gotten a cell phone, I think, when I started, and a lot of kids weren't on. There was no social media, so you had to call house phones from time to time and call up to the school, and sometimes you would happen upon a kid that had been committed for 3 weeks. Now, if a kid can stay under the radar being committed for 3 hours, he's doing well, because there's so much exchange of information. The internet has changed everything.
Got to get some stories. So, Tom, share one that just sticks out in your mind.
Well, when I was doing the blue chip list for the Detroit News, our #1 blue chip player in 1988 was Matthew Amaker out of Detroit Mackenzie, a big powerhouse in the city. And, Matthew was, hedging back and forth where he's going. it just so happened that night, it was a big snowstorm, and I'm shoveling snow out there. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. This is the truth. And my wife comes running out. She says, Tom, there's a phone call for you. And it happened to be Matthew Amaker. I said, Matthew, what's up? He says, I want to tell you where I'm going. And he's going to Michigan State. And so I had to drop the snowplow and get on my computer, type the story in, and make the last edition for the Detroit News, because at that time we had 5 different editions.
How about you, Alan?
On a snow day, I know a certain highly regarded kid that had to climb out of his window, run down the street to get picked up by his high school coach to get brought to the high school in order to meet with some college coaches that were coming in that were from a school that his mom didn't want him to go to. The kid didn't end up not going to that school, by the way. So, so you hear stories like that about like Marcus Dupree and some of those big time guys having to jump out their window. Well, I experienced it firsthand in the state of Michigan.
All right, we're going to keep this conversation going. So if you go to our YouTube page, youtube.com/statechampstv, we're going to keep talking, share some more stories because it's really interesting. And through the magic of television, I am now back in the studio for another commitment. Okay, so I am magically appeared back on set, this time with another recruit. Jeremiah Tyler did a little bit of everything for Detroit Country Day. Defensive end, linebacker, even running back during his career with the Yellow Jackets. What we want to know is where you will be playing football at the next level.
I'll be playing at Princeton University.
All right. Heading to the Ivy League. Okay, so what has the Princeton coaching staff said where they expect you to play?
They expect me to play rush end, like kind of an outside linebacker, but on the line, like basically defensive end, and I'll be rushing the quarterback.
Okay. Was this a tough decision for you?
Not really.
Okay.
But the process was hard.
Talk about it.
The application process for the Ivies was pretty difficult. Like you had to wait a long time, and people were pulling offers, and so it was like a desperate wait for them to accept my application, but it was great.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. Former Country Day star John Hill was a senior on this year's Princeton team. So did you ever talk to him about what it was like?
Yeah, I called him up a few times and talked to his dad, and we talked about it, and he said for me to come there.
What did he say it was like?
He said it was great. He said it was the best time of his life, so I was like, I got to trust the jacket, you know.
Yep, no doubt, no doubt. How are you going to look back on your career at Country Day, your high school career?
My high school career really set me up for college, so I really thank Coach McClain, first of all, and the whole athletic people that's there that helped me through this process.
Yeah.
They really helped out a lot.
Is there one game that stands out?
The Brother Rice game, when we beat Brother Rice for the first time in a few years, it was great. It was a great thing.
Absolutely. It was impressive. Jeremiah Tyler, congratulations. Enjoy the Ivy League. I know you will. All right, get your gloves on because the fight is on. The Michigan Wolverines versus the Michigan State Spartans. Rico Beard and Sam Webb get after it next, right here on the State Champs Signing Day Special. You do not want to go anywhere. Trust me.